In the deep Amazon rainforest, the truth is often a luxury. You cannot simply hide. You must become your enemy's absolute worst nightmare. The predator becomes the prey, fleeing for its life. In a fraction of a second, an impossible transformation occurs. In its early life, this caterpillar is entirely soft and completely vulnerable. It spends its days consuming massive amounts of foliage. But it does not eat just any plant. It targets vines rich in toxic alkaloids. It actively absorbs the plant's deadly toxins directly into its own hemolymph. Building a powerful chemical defense requires time and energy. But the Amazon rarely grants time to the weak. A sharp-beaked jacamar is a specialist at spotting camouflaged insects. The bird's vision pierces the disguise in an instant. The jacamar dives with blinding, wind-tearing speed. Tiny sensory hairs detect the lethal shift in air pressure. Instantly, a remarkable hydraulic reflex is triggered. Blood rushes forward, initiating the ultimate defense mechanism. The bird misses its target by mere millimeters. But the caterpillar is no longer trying to hide. The transformation is a masterpiece of anatomical engineering. First, it hides its true, vulnerable head deep beneath its body. Then, immense internal pressure forces bodily fluids into the thoracic segments. The segments swell to 3 times their size, taking the distinct diamond shape of a viper. Now, in its final form, it is ready to strike. This hydraulic manipulation must be convincing, especially against intelligent threats. A capuchin monkey is notoriously clever and fatally curious. It spots the strange creature and decides to investigate. The monkey reaches out, testing the boundaries of the unknown. One grab would mean instant death for the caterpillar. Suddenly, the caterpillar executes a lightning-fast fake strike. The primate's deep-seated evolutionary fear of snakes takes over. Terrified of a venomous bite, the monkey flees into the canopy. The fake strike involved no teeth and no venom. But the bluff was delivered with absolute aggressive perfection. However, shape and movement are only part of the illusion. The true brilliance of this mimicry lies in the terrifying details. Dark eye spots feature a speck of white pigment, perfectly simulating light reflecting in a real eye. Even the underside mimics the overlapping belly scales of a reptile. But visual tricks alone cannot fool every predator. An Amazonian predatory lizard approaches at point-blank range, highly suspicious. The caterpillar immediately begins swaying in a serpentine S-shape. It mimics a viper tracking its target, ready to strike. The lizard steps closer, its predatory instincts fighting its fear. So the caterpillar adds an acoustic layer to the deception. By violently forcing air through its spiracles, it produces a distinct, terrifying hiss. It even thumps its body against the wood, sending warning vibrations through the branch. Sight, sound, and vibration combine into an overwhelming sensory assault. The lizard's hunting drive is completely shattered. It retreats. The multisensory illusion has saved its life once again. But this perfect visual illusion has a fatal flaw. The boundary of any camouflage is tested by those who hunt differently. Real snakes do not hunt primarily with their eyes. They hunt with smell and heat. A real parrot snake enters the arena, completely blind to the visual trick. Sensing the chemical signature of a true serpent, the caterpillar abandons its act. It switches instantly to a last resort tactic, thanatosis, or playing dead. It ceases all movement and holds its breath completely. The heavy, scaled body of the predator slides directly over the prey. The snake's forked tongue sweeps across the caterpillar's skin. If it twitches or emits a scent of fear, it will be consumed. But the caterpillar is as cold and scentless as the leaf beneath it. Finding nothing but a lifeless shape, the serpent moves on. Absolute stillness is a terrifying test of endurance. Knowing exactly when a visual illusion will fail is a mark of evolutionary genius. But an even more insidious threat is about to attack from the blind spot. For every defense, the Amazon evolves a highly specialized counterattack. This ichneumoniid wasp does not want to eat the caterpillar. It wants to use it as a living incubator. The fake snake head is useless against an aerial enemy attacking from behind. The wasp targets the blind spot, hovering with lethal precision. It plunges its needle-like ovipositor deep into the caterpillar's flesh. Instantly, the caterpillar erupts in violent, thrashing defense. It weaponizes its heavy body, whipping backward to smash the attacker. But physical force is not its only weapon. It deploys chemical warfare. It forcefully vomits a concentrated stream of toxic alkaloid fluids from its gut. The sticky, burning poison instantly grounds the wasp. The hunter has been neutralized, suffocating in the plant toxins. The parasite falls into the abyss, its mission a failure. Tachinid flies are relentless, swarming parasites that attack in numbers. They wait for a moment of weakness to drop their eggs on the host's skin. Faced with a multi-directional siege, the caterpillar must split its focus. It instantly deploys the snake illusion to hold the front line. The terrifying fake head keeps the frontal attacker at bay. but the rear remains exposed, and a second fly dives in. In a stunning display of multitasking, the tail acts independently. It whips like a muscular club, batting the parasite out of the air. A snake in the front, a violent whip in the back. The swarm tries to overwhelm the defenses through sheer persistence. But the caterpillar reacts with impossible agility. It fights a desperate war on 3 fronts simultaneously. Eventually, the exhausted swarm realizes the target is simply too dangerous. The canopy has become a war zone. It is time to leave the high branches. But the descent to the forest floor brings a completely new kind of nightmare. The forest floor is the most dangerous real estate in the Amazon. It is a landscape ruled by scavengers and merciless ground predators. A devastating wave of army ants is sweeping across the leaf litter. Millions of soldiers dismantle any living creature unable to outrun them. Trapped on the ground, the fake snake illusion is useless against blind ants. It drops to the dirt, curling tightly into the shape of a dead, rough twig. The wave of death washes directly over the disguised insect. Dozens of ants crawl directly over its vulnerable body. The ants use chemical scent to identify food. The caterpillar suppresses its biological odor entirely. Feeling only the texture of dead wood and sensing no prey, the soldiers move on. The terrifying swarm passes, leaving the ultimate master of disguise untouched. It remains frozen until the vibrations of the army fade completely. Its time as a caterpillar has come to an end. It seeks a final sanctuary. It buries itself under the leaf litter, spinning a fortress of silk. The most dangerous phase of its life is about to begin in total darkness. Inside the silk fortress, the pupa hangs suspended in a state of suspended animation. A violent biological process called histolysis begins. The body literally digests itself. For weeks, it exists not as an insect, but as a living soup of cellular potential. But even in this passive state, it is never truly safe from the hungry forest. A foraging forest mouse uses its keen sense of smell to hunt for buried protein. The mouse uncovers the leaf, hiding the helpless pupa. Sensing the disturbance, the seemingly dead cocoon violently reacts. The pupa violently thrashes its abdomen, creating a loud, mechanical, rattling sound. The dry leaf amplifies the sudden, aggressive noise, sounding like a larger predator. Startled and unwilling to risk a bite, the mouse abandons its meal. Even as a melting puddle of cells, this creature refuses to be a victim. The final stages of metamorphosis are complete. The cells have rebuilt a masterpiece. The time for crawling and hiding is over. A tyrant of the night sky is ready to be born. From the decaying leaves emerges the adult sphinx moth. It sheds the snake disguise forever, trading deception for pure, unadulterated speed. Its aerodynamic wings are built for incredible, sustained flight. It launches into the darkness, capable of reaching speeds of 50 kilometers per hour. It navigates the dense, pitch-black canopy with flawless precision. It hovers like a hummingbird, unrolling a massively long proboscis to drink deep nectar. But the night sky belongs to a true apex predator. An Amazonian bat locks onto the moth using highly precise echolocation. High-frequency sound waves paint a perfect target on the moth's back. But the sphinx moth has ears tuned to the exact frequency of bat sonar. The moth pulls up near the ground, accelerating into the safety of the underbrush. It survives the night, driven by a single, final biological imperative. Under the silver light of the moon, the final act of this incredible life begins. The female returns to the very plant that gave her poisonous strength. She carefully deposits her eggs on the toxic leaves, securing the future. Her life is short, but her legacy is written into the genetic code of her offspring. The story of this creature is a profound lesson in the power of evolution. Intelligence in the wild is not always about the size of a brain. It is about the magnificent ability to adapt, deceive, and survive against all odds. The cycle of life begins anew, exactly as it has for millions of years. But the Amazon is unforgiving, even on the very first day of life. A hunting jumping spider spots the tiny, vulnerable larva. But the survival code is already fully active. Instinct takes over instantly. The tiny larva rears up and inflates its chest. Even in miniature, the genetic memory of the snake illusion is enough to startle a killer. The ultimate deception holds strong. The nightmare continues. In the Amazon, the greatest weapon is the mind of the beholder.